Welcome into this latest edition of the Charleston County Connects podcast. I'm your host, Sean Smetana, and I am joined by the Executive Director of the Charleston County Board of Elections and Voter Registration, Isaac Cramer. Hi.
How's it going?
It's going well, and as you can see by our attire, if you're listening, then we'll have to explain that. It's Festive Friday.
It is Festive Friday. It's a great day that we usually do at our office, and today I wanted to sign up and do it by being a little festive more than usual, celebrate the heat here in Charleston County, and have that beautiful, nice, breathable shirt.
It's breathable material.
It is. It's nice.
Well, that helps explain when the viewers are watching this and wondering what we're wearing. So that checks out.
And if you're listening, just imagine a beautiful blue button-down shirt.
Yeah, like the ocean.
That you'd wear at the ocean.
That you'd wear at the ocean.
Just really nice, you know.
It's good stuff.
Nighttime, you just had a great dinner at the beach, strolling, walking down.
Nice breeze.
Nice breeze. The moon's up. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I'm picturing it right now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Well, something else that's beautiful, you guys have moved.
We
the
have.
Elections headquarters that used to be off Headquarters Road has moved, what, about a mile and a half away, 2 miles?
Yeah, 1.7 miles to be exact.
Okay.
Not that I was counting or anything, but we just launched our new facility and new headquarters of all elections, Charleston County, at 4340 Corporate Road, right down the road, right next to the Public Service Building, the Lonnie Hamilton building here. And we're really excited. It's a great facility to serve our residents. At the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We're serving the voters of Charleston County, not just voting, but getting registered to vote, poll worker trainings, and that accessibility during candidate filing. You know, we got to really showcase that at the beginning of the week of August 7th because North Charleston and Mount Pleasant, they file with our office, and just the flow of just having everybody in one central room and just spread out was tremendous. Our old facility couldn't handle that. Mm-hmm. We would have a line out to the parking lot with the amount of people that came in on the first day. So super thankful to Charleston County government for seeing a need and responding and getting us this new space.
What are some of the other benefits of the new space, and what are you guys doing to let citizens know that they need to come here instead of going to the old location?
Well, first, security. And the new building is going to give us an advancement in just protecting not just our equipment, but our staff. One of the things that is going around the country is threats to election officials, and it was my goal to find a location that could, give our staff a sense of security when they come into the building and give that to them. So we're really excited about the front of that entrance. When you come in now, there's actually a secure part of the building where you have to go through, which you have to do here at the Lonnie Hamilton building. So it kind of mirrors that, which is really nice for us. Everything from security, from cameras to badge access is really important, and that is included with our space, and it's great. Now, the other part of it is accessibility. We want to do voting in our building, not just for small elections, but for the presidential elections and the gubernatorial elections. We could not do that previously. Now we can. We have ample parking for citizens. We have ample room for voting to occur on premise, so we won't have to go to the convention center anymore down the road. So that's a really huge bonus for voters, that they get to vote at our headquarters. And then getting the word out is really important for us. So part of our job as public servants is the notices of our elections. And we put that in our newspaper. We've done media. We're doing some press releases with it as we come up over the next couple of weeks with different initiatives we're doing, and continue to get the word out that our building has moved, and ample signage. I think we know that when voters head to our old location, they're going to see that, hey, we moved. Here's a new address. And thankfully, we're only right down the road. And it'll take a little bit of time for everyone to get used to that. But we're getting the word out through social media, through press releases, and then lastly, through our public notices that we do for elections.
Okay. We're at time of recording, we're in early August. We do have elections coming up in, I believe, September and November.
Yes.
What elections are coming up in September?
September 5th, which is the day after Labor Day, is the Senate 42 special primary. So we had a vacancy in that seat that covers all of North Charleston, minus a couple precincts, and then a little bit of downtown. And for voters, it's a primary. It's very important because you need to declare the party's primary you're voting in. Now, we only have a Democratic primary. So if you're voting on September 5th, you'll be voting in the Democratic primary. And then on November 7th is a special election to elect that position to the state house to be the state senator. So September 5th. And if you say, well, I'm not a Democrat, and you're still eligible to vote in that election. We don't register by party in South Carolina. In Charleston County, you're just going to say, hey, I'm voting in the Democratic primary, and then you just cast your ballot and you go home. On November 7th, you just show up with your photo ID, and no one's asking you the question of which party you're voting in. So that's usually a question we get a lot about party preference and registering by party. So you have that, and then November 7th is Municipal Election Day. A lot of our municipalities, over 75% of them, have an election on November 7th. The ones that don't, so if you live in Sullivan's Island, you live in Megget, Hollywood, Kiowa, you're not going to have an election, but everyone else will. And it's important that you are aware of that because these local elections do matter. They're just as important as the national elections.
And local government, whenever people ask what we do things that impact your backyard, which explains why these local elections are so important. Elections happen depending on the year, maybe a handful of times throughout the year, but you guys work year round to not only prepare for the elections, but to get staff ready. And poll managers are an important part of that. What advice do you give somebody who wants to be part of the process, and why should they be interested in being part of the process?
First, you want to be part of the process, we want you to work for us. Poll workers are the bedrock of democratic process. They just are. Without an election, without people, elections are not possible. We are people powered. So when you go to vote on election day, there are thousands of folks across the county that are volunteering their time and getting paid for it. But really, you're giving up a full day of just to serve your local community, and that's really important. So I want them to sign up. My advice is sign up, be a part of the process. And the importance of that, it's not just, hey, we have an election, you're serving your community. You're also protecting that right that we have, which is voting. That is paramount to us being Americans, is having that right to vote and making sure our voice is heard. So the men and women who are at our polling locations, they're actually serving a greater purpose. And that purpose is amplified recently in years. But I really want to really hone in on a really important point. It's that poll workers, without them, we can't have elections. Mm-hmm. And that's why we recruit all year round for people to sign up. So we have an election November 7th. If you just want to know about the process, I don't really understand how elections work in South Carolina or Charleston, or I've been hearing a lot of reports in the media or on Facebook or Twitter. I see people talking on Telegram. Be a part of the process. Transparency is one of our things we want, is our part of our mission. And to be transparent is allow people to work the elections and see it and touch it and feel it. I mean, you worked last year, part of Day for Democracy, which is a state award, and I think we're going to talk about it, that we won.
Well, we are now.
I plugged it in. But you've worked, and you've seen the level of commitment and the integrity of the people that work. You're trained. You have to follow the laws of South Carolina. And then at the end of the day, you're seeing people cast their ballot, and that's their vote. And at the end of the day, you tally that vote up. It's a beautiful process. It's something I get excited about. Now, other people don't get as excited, but it's my job to get excited about this stuff. So sign up to be a poll worker, be a part of the process. You're giving back to your community, but you're enabling us to exercise that right to vote.
And we had the opportunity to do that as a Charleston County government employee through your Day for Democracy initiative. And the best part about it was you got to go and see the process beginning to end. You got to talk to voters. Some of the more exciting moments were when you had first-time voters coming through.
Right.
And they're excited about it. I was in charge of the I Vote sticker. Pretty important part of the process.
It's gold. That's
gold.
Some people like that more than the actual ballot. They want that I voted sticker.
They want that, yeah. And even if you are a poll worker on election day, you still have the opportunity to vote before that through the early voting. So you're not missing out on that opportunity. So this kind of segues into the big award, which was the South Carolina Association of Counties Award. We won it for the Day for Democracy and for the Adopt a Polling Location. Tell people why the adopted polling location was such a big part of that as well.
I think when we think about poll workers, a lot of times we've always thought, these are people that are just volunteering for the day. And other states with poll worker recruitment, they looked at area nonprofits or initiatives that need funding. For example, your kid's football team needs jerseys. The local food bank needs money for staffing or food that during Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, whatever it is, whatever initiative there's a need for funding. So the beautiful thing about Adopt a Polling Location is you're getting the personnel, the people, and they're professionals. These are people that work full time at that at the place of business, and they want to give back to their community through the efforts they're doing already. So you couple that with voting, that's gold, because you're accomplishing two general things, which is one, you're giving back, and number two, you're enabling and giving us a workforce to assist with that. And that money that's raised by that organization, so they adopt the polling location, they provide anywhere from 6 to 12 people for election day, and that money that they normally would have got paid to them gets bundled together as one check that then goes to the organization that they work in or of their choice. So, For example, the Stingrays, they're the hockey team. Their staff worked, and that money went right back into the Free and Fresh program in Charleston County Public Library system that we have. Awesome. And then on the back end, we had the Low Country Food Bank. They worked for us. We had the Charleston Exchange Club, which is a volunteer-based give back to your community. They put on the Charleston County Fair, or it's not called the Charleston County Fair, but the fair that we have.
It's not called the
It's not the
Charleston
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what month it is. But it's coming up. That's a shout out to that. Yeah. So the Adopt a Polling Location allows community funds that are given to us, and then it disperses it back into our community. So it's a win-win. And we had a wrestling team. The James Island Charter High School, their wrestling team,
cool.
$3,000 they earned so their kids could travel around the state to go to meets, to stay in hotels, for food. And that was tremendous, and they're going to continue signing up for that. So the partnership at the polls, which encompassed both of those programs, was a huge success, and it's going to be a model for other counties and other states. We won a national award with that program as well with the United States Election Assistance Commission. It's called a CLEARY. It's a clearinghouse award, and we're really appreciative of that. But that doesn't happen without the hard work that's happening behind the scenes from our staff, from Charleston County government, and a belief in that mission that we all hold, right? One of our conversations we had, with the hurricane season that we're currently in, we sign up right at the ready. We're on call if something were to happen. And election day kind of has become that same motto here in Charleston County government. If it's an election, we're all going to answer the call, and that's been phenomenal.
So three topics that we covered here about poll workers, adopt a polling location, Day for Democracy. People want to know where they can find out more information to sign up, if you're a community organization, you want to be part of the Adopt a Polling Location, where do they go? Who do they talk to?
Yeah, chsvotes.gov. And right there at the top, there'll be a tab that says Adopt a Polling Location. Has the form there, has everything you need to know, the contact. Our precinct manager, Nick Latessa, heads our poll worker recruitment efforts. But if you go there, chsvotes.gov, you can sign up to be a poll worker, sign up to be Adopt a Polling Location. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people, when we talk about Adopt a Polling Location, they get excited about it. It's one day of work, and you can raise thousands of dollars and give exposure to your organization for that.
Yeah.
On election day, you have probably 1,000 people who walk through your polling location doors or more, and you're giving a positive exposure of your organization, and that's really important too. So it's a win-win for everyone. You want to serve your community, you're doing that through this process. And then one of the big things we're really pushing out, thankful to our administrator here and county council, giving a bonus stipend to our poll workers. So now you will earn $200 for the day. That was an increase from $135. So it's a little bit of an upgrade for our folks who do sign up and work, and it does matter. And then you pool that money together if your organization or a school or a sports team, and that can actually be meaningful. A lot of brownies you need to sell to get a couple $1,000s, and time.
A lot of cookies, a lot of brownies.
A lot of moms and dads cooking, baking, that's a lot.
The bake sale. So the
bake
sale
sale's
is out.
It's done. You don't have to do it.
Adopt a polling location.
That's right. Bake sale done, adopt a polling location. One day of work.
And Another point, just to hammer this home, when it comes to poll workers and participating in these elections. For every one poll worker you guys have additional at these sites, it saves what, 10 minutes off wait times?
Yes.
Is that the equation?
Yeah, it's about that. So you have to figure, one person is a check-in. So when you go check in to vote, that process is probably the hardest, checking in and then actually voting. We can't control that part when a voter is actually casting their ballot because they got to read the ballot.
Yeah.
But when we have long lines sometimes, it's because of that check-in process. That extra person saves a significant amount of time. And then, just give a quick plug again. If you're 16, you can serve. 16, 17-year-olds can serve as poll workers, which actually would give them their civic engagement, honor society, college admissions. That looks really good on the resume. But then they don't have to be registered to vote. They can be 16 and 17-year-olds earning that money.
And if I'm correct, aren't Charleston County schools are closed on
They are.
on that election day?
November 7th, they're closed. It's easy.
Send your kid to the polls.
Yeah, make them earn some extra money.
Yeah, otherwise they're just going to be sitting around the house playing Fortnite. Maybe?
I think there's new games now. I think Fortnite.
Are they?
Yeah, I think there's PUBG and no, Fortnite was part of that, wasn't it?
Right. I still live.
I don't know.
MySpace,
Still Madden. I'm still in Madden.
There you go. Yeah. Well,
I don't know the last time I actually picked up a. I don't even know. I have an Xbox somewhere.
It's got to be buried. It's probably still somewhere in the move.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Which move? My home move or
No. This one.
this one? Yeah, I think it's buried somewhere.
Well,
It's an artifact now.
It is an artifact. Mr. Cramer, it's been a pleasure. Very festive to have you here, and a lot of good information. So again, please go to that website, participate in elections, and it's win-win for everybody.
Win-win.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.